This Italian beauty came to us for her dose of mechanical pampering. What are we going to do? We'll repair the convertible top, remove parts, sew things up, and fix these issues. Plus, there's a problem with the mechanism. As you can see, the top mechanism isn't working properly. This gap shouldn't be here. We'll straighten and adjust it. We might even need to sharpen some parts. There's also interior work, fixing seats, seat mechanisms, leather repairs, and plastic restoration. Basically, we'll make this beauty even more beautiful. Though it's already gorgeous. Take a look. I've accessed the lever mechanism here that controls the folding of the rear part of the top. And I don't like this connection point. There's some play here. I think this play prevents the cylinder from achieving its full range of motion. So now I'll disconnect it and try to extend the rod a bit, about 3 millimeters. To eliminate this excess play that's present here, since there's no such play on the other side. Let's extend it and try. If the experiment succeeds, then we'll carve out this slightly elongated tip here. Now if we press here, I don't know if you can see it. The levers swing left to right, but they shouldn't work in this plane. And here we're losing those millimeters we're looking for. Either we change all these bushings, or as a workaround, we'll try to extend the rod a bit. So we've tinkered a bit with the frame. Let's check. The cover isn't as quick as the car overall. So what now? I think the gap looks okay now. Let's see, 13 and 13. Looks good. Everything works. Now we need to repair the awning. There are issues with the awning too. It's torn on the other side. There. And then we'll work on the seats. So we'll also repair these seat details on the Lambo, the frame on the folding handles. This part is completely missing. We'll restore it from plastic and paint it. They'll look brand new, and just so you know, one such part costs $200. This frame here. Selected leather that looks exactly like the original for these Lamborghini seats. This will be the leather. Look how well it fits. Perfect. We'll replace this part and this outer piece so the side panel is new. These are the repaired Lambo seats. We completely changed the side panels here, both upper and lower. Fixed the compressed foam here, the plastic, and 3D printed rear handles since the original plastic breaks easily. Now everything's assembled. Still needs polishing and cleaning. We'll mat the center section to match the side panels. This will refresh the entire interior. Also, as you can see, the door panels are being reupholstered. They were peeling and got water damaged. The leather deteriorated, so we're replacing the lining and redoing the entire door panel. They're also in the final stage. Now we'll put it all together and the car will be ready for its owner. Well, I'm starting to assemble the awning on the Lambo. I don't remember how this goes, but we'll figure it out now. It's been a while since I took it apart. You should assemble these things quickly because when disassembling, everything seems clear. But when it's time to put it back together, you remember nothing, and you can't just watch it on YouTube. The awning assembles bit by bit. Mechanics, rivets, everything in place, inner and outer ceiling. For those interested in looking under Lambo's hood, this is what it looks like. In classic mode, you'd approach and open it, but it doesn't open that way here. To open this hood, there's a special procedure and special key. It requires a whole sequence of manipulations. Compared to everything else on this car, the roof is relatively simple. The standard range for roof position adjustment isn't enough, so we need to move the embedded fasteners in the body. For this, we'll need to hang the roof. We'll unscrew it, disconnect all hydraulic lines, which will let us raise it about 15 centimeters. This should be enough to move the fasteners. We'll loosen 2 of the 3 embedded fasteners. Here's the second part of the fastener. Now we'll tap here so it drops down slightly. I've started tapping. See, it's already dropped half a millimeter. I think a couple millimeters will be enough. With these small hammers, first we protect it with a piece of leather. It's crucial to use original Lamborghini leather, which we are. Yes, let's go. So Lamborghini Gallardo is ready, but I still think it's a girl because this patient dressed up quite a lot. What were we supposed to do here? What was the reason for the visit? First, the main issue, repair of the tent frame. And due to previous actions of unknown nature, the tent's frame part was unbalanced, even bent. And this right clip or fin, let's call it that, it wouldn't lie flat on the body. The left one laid flat, but the right one stuck up like this. You can see how it was in the photo. First priority, we repaired the frame, completely disassembled it, removed the tent, straightened it so the fins are even, at least the left and right. There was a second task, to make them lie on the hood so they sit properly. There should be a small gap from the factory, but the rubber fits evenly as a seal. For this, we had to do a bit of physical work. First, we adjusted everything possible. We adjusted the mechanism itself, which regulates quite specifically. Access to it is difficult. Then the adjustment range of this mechanism was insufficient. We had to completely remove it from the car and access the mounting plates in the body. There are mounting plates to which the roof attaches, so we repositioned these mounting plates to achieve the proper balance. Because if we adjusted it so the fins aligned properly, then the roof wouldn't latch in front by itself without manual help. If we adjusted it to latch in front, the fins wouldn't align properly. So through adjusting, straightening, modifying the mounting plates and roof frame, adjusting the latches in this frame, and even filing parts down. We even had to file down certain areas. We cut off pieces of the frame with a grinder where it was interfering or pressing against the frame. In short, the system was somehow quite deformed, let's put it that way. Now we've adjusted all the areas that needed regulation, increasing the adjustment ranges. With these expanded ranges, we've successfully captured the correct kinematics. Then the task was to repair the awning. Here you can see where the hole was. The edge was torn off and there was a hole. All this was sewn up and the edge was restored. The inner elastic straps were replaced with new ones, which needed to be replaced. But after we put the awning on the frame, we had a problem. The awning had shrunk a bit over time, the fabric had settled, and it was pulling on the frame mechanism. It was lifting the flaps or preventing it from fastening properly to the windshield frame. So after many futile attempts to balance this system with the awning already installed, we realized we'd need to slightly modify the awning and adjust its mounting points. To do this, we removed it and relocated the front fasteners of the awning. Obviously, we gave it about 7 millimeters of slack here, moved the fasteners, and the awning became slightly longer by these 7 millimeters, and only now, correctly assembled, the flaps have lowered properly. The swimmer's goggles, and he fastened it himself up front. Besides that, we had to adjust the glass mechanism. There wasn't enough range there either, had to bore it out a bit to get more adjustment, but now everything works perfectly. The glass tucks under the canopy as it should because the canopy also settled a bit here, and the arc straightened out so the glass fits under it properly. As you can see, the glass drops down like this, oops, when you open it, and seals tight after you close the door. Right, moving on. We had to fix some things in the cabin. First off, the driver's seat controls weren't working. The backrest wouldn't adjust electrically, and the lumbar support was dead. Pulled the seat out, took it apart, checked it, all the motors were fine, but the problem was here in the control module. Well, it's not a control module. It's the control panel, right? The soldering had cracked in some spots. We completely disassembled the panel and resoldered everything, restored the connections. Now everything works perfectly. Then the task was, the seats were already pretty worn out. We had to replace the side bolsters on both seats. As you can see, they're fresh now, so silky and matte. We used the highest quality leather. Poltrona Frau was the perfect match for, although this is Ferrari leather by part number, but it matched the seats perfectly since we're not completely reupholstering them. We had to match it so there's no difference. Here's the original leather. Here's ours. The centers are a bit worn from time, but the bolsters will wear in and match. Ah, we restored them. Plus the bolsters foam, lower sections and backrests because the foam was completely worn out. Getting in and out of the car is tricky. These bolsters take a lot of abuse when you're getting in and out. They lose their shape. Next, button, roof, and rear window control panel. See how it looks now? And compare it to how it looked before. Removed the old coating, painted it, engraved it. Now it's like brand new. Next task. We had to reupholster the door cards because the leather was damaged. It got scorched from water damage and the soft lining peeled off. So these outer leather parts, or more precisely, the panels, here's a factory combo of leather and leatherette. We kept it that way. This is how it looks to keep everything as factory original as possible. We matched the leather, restored the lining, now it's soft like it was from the factory, and reupholstered everything on both doors. As you can see, the leather fits perfectly. The shade matches the center section. If you look at the roof half open, we see the problem areas. Here the roof physically pressed into this trim, caught it, rubbed it, hid it when folding. Everything's been sanded here, decorative stickers applied, and this piece was shortened by a full 3 millimeters. This tip was shortened, sanded, and painted. Also, we restored, or rather didn't restore, but made new housings for these handles because that's their weak point. They break from hard contact with the partition when the seat adjusts and presses against it. These frames break. Unfortunately, restoring the originals wasn't possible since they were badly damaged, so they were scanned, redrawn, and these new covers were printed. Looks as factory original as possible. Plus, I had to increase the adjustment range on these locks since the stock range wasn't enough to balance the roof position with these little locks. So now this thing works like it should, looks like it should. And I hope it brings its owner lots of positive emotions and doesn't cause any headaches with all this mechanics. Everything's clean, ducked down just in time, everything closed up.